Hey everybody, welcome to my usual me, and welcome back to Fallout 76, where during a live stream, Monogard Nash, my moderator and gaming partner, and I spoke about why the haters are hating on Fallout, some of the things that I saw on YouTube, and I disagreed with, and I had questions with, and I had never played a Fallout game before, so I was asking Monogard why she thought they thought this and what she thought about what they thought. And this is her take and my take on why the haters of this game are wrong. Hey everybody, welcome to my usual me. Welcome to the Fallout 76 live stream where we're discussing the fools that are bashing this game and why we think why Monogard thinks the that some of it's horseshit and some of it's actually has some basis. And I this is my very first Fallout game, so I have no frame of reference. I have no way of saying I think it's better than another Fallout game or it's worse than another Fallout game because I've never played another Fallout game before in my life. In my entire career, I've never played it, and I like this game a lot. But I was watching a video. For those of you just showing up, I was watching a video, and somebody was talking about that it was disgusting that that Bethesda had taken um, all the assets out of Fallout 4 and put them into this world and didn't do anything with them. They just dragged and dropped them. And I thought to myself immediately, well, yeah, but if they took all of the assets from Skyrim and as a single player game and put it into Skyrim as a multiplayer game, and they did the exact same thing on that game as they did on this game, that people would be hailing it as a genius move. They would not be saying that this is a terrible game. The sales would be phenomenal. Everyone would be playing it, and I don't get it. I don't understand why this person said that. And now, Monogard, you said what?
Well, I've actually noticed some streamlined features, and when I say streamlined, I don't mean dumbed down. I mean things that I feel work more smoothly here than they did in Fallout 4. And as I said before, I just fired up Fallout 4 within the past few weeks. I actually did it to sort of scratch my Fallout itch while I was waiting for the beta to start on this, and I like the changes that they've made to weapon and armor crafting and modding, and I like the whole scrapping system. Um, there was some semblance of that in Fallout 4, but it wasn't as detailed. You could see what components the junk was adding when you put it in your workshop, but there really wasn't, the individual scrapping, and you couldn't scrap all your weapons and things like that. It was more limited. So, I'm seeing improvements, in my opinion. Other
Okay.
people may like the Fallout 4 way better, but I'm
Right.
seeing improvements there. And I also, I haven't run a heavily modded Fallout 4 in a long time, but I'm getting the feeling that some of these features may have actually been inspired by the popular mods as an indication of what people wanted in the crafting system and so on. Because I know that weapons crafting and modding was pretty popular for Fallout 4 mods, from what I recall, and from what I played and the friends of mine that were playing the game. As for the dragging and dropping of assets, I think in some cases, I mean, obviously they reused Fallout 4 assets. They did this game in less than 4 years. It was designed to be an offshoot, starting from Fallout 4. In the initial announcement, basically the whole premise is, what if we took Fallout 4 and had multiplayer? What if we had co-op? And so it came from that. It was born from Fallout 4. Um, they were never intending to make a whole new tool set, or asset set for this game. So to me, at least, it was pretty clear that I was going to see familiar assets. The map, however, the map may be using the same world building assets, but this is a well-crafted map of West Virginia. There are POIs on this map that match their counterparts in the real world. There's a post office building that somebody actually went and took a picture of the real post office in West Virginia, and it looks damn near identical.
So
There
they
was a
basically, so what you're saying is they took the time and the effort to go out to real West Virginia and take multiple photos and make it as accurate as possible for the points that they wanted to put into the game. Just like Kingdom Come Deliverance did with their game.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
there are obviously adjustments that are made to make it work as a game map.
Sure.
But it's very much based on reality in the sense that they looked at West Virginia and built their map based on, actual West Virginia and put a lot of real life landmarks and buildings in the game. And so obviously those things aren't drag and drop. Those had to be made. And I love the little touches. I mean, there are a lot of people saying this isn't a Fallout game. And I think what that really comes down to is what Fallout means to you. What does a Fallout game consist of to an individual player? For me, I've always loved environmental storytelling in these games. I love the aesthetics. I love how the technology developed in the Fallout timeline and why the things around us in the game look the way they do because of that. So for me, it looks like a Fallout game. It sounds like a Fallout game. To me, this is a Fallout world. But if somebody else, to them, a Fallout game is it's an RPG where you make choices that matter that you can see in the world around you. You're not going to get that in an online multiplayer Fallout because you can't change the world when everybody else is living in it. At least not to the same degree you can in a single player game. So I think that's a big part of the conflict too is, one person says it's not a Fallout game where somebody else goes, but of course it is. And they're both right to them.
I'm just listening because I'm fascinated by your take on this, and I think that it sounds like you have great points. I just all I know is I like the game. I like the game, and I will continue to play it because I think that it was a solid $60 that I spent, and now it's on sale. And then another thing that they said was, and already a week in, or a couple weeks in, it's already on sale for 44% off. And I thought to myself, it's the holidays. It's Black Friday. It's time to put games on sale, even brand new games to be put on sale. They're not the only ones that's doing this, and It's not because they're not selling enough copies. It's because it's the holiday season and they want to sell more copies. So why not drop the price? And just because you paid for it in advance to play it in advance, and you paid full price, that's not their fault. What were you saying?
Well, there's also the fact that retailer agreements are a thing, and some games do or don't get discounted based on the agreement that the retailer makes, and that's going to vary from region to region too. In some cases, a retailer may agree not to discount X product for so many weeks or what have you. Obviously, there wasn't one here, and retailers are going to sell to the fence sitters if they can. I mean, it's obvious the game is not receiving great praise at the moment, and if you can sell more units by dropping the price, you'd be stupid not to do it. It's just that's what happens on Black Friday.
It's business.
It's business,
and it's good business.
It is,
and it makes sense. So,
and Bethesda has offered PC users refunds, even
Really?
if they've been playing the game. Yes, I saw that earlier today. Which tells me two things. One, it tells me they are paying attention. A lot of people say they aren't, but that tells me they are paying attention. Because except in countries where they're required to do it, they're generally not obligated to do that. Especially here in the U.S. where they're based. But they looked at it and said, this seems like something we should do, and they did it, which tells me, like I said, that they're paying attention and also that they can afford to do it. Because if they couldn't afford to do it, they wouldn't be doing it.
Right. So it's like, I mean, the bashing is happening strictly because people want views. And
that's part of it.
That's part of it. And so, don't listen to everything you hear. go, look at both sides of it before you decide not to buy this game or to buy this game, because like I said, I'm personally having an amazing time. Monogard is having an amazing time, and she's played a lot of Fallout. So how many hours do you think you have logged into all of your Fallout games?
Oh God. See, because because the Fallout 3 and New Vegas were old and fidgety, I had to run Steam in offline mode a lot of times, so I didn't really track many hours. But I started with New Vegas, played through it twice before I got Fallout 3. So I kind of went backwards. And then I spent hundreds of hours in Fallout 3, and then a Windows update made it quit working. I installed Tale of Two Wastelands, which is a mod that connects Fallout 3 and New Vegas. It
Okay.
runs, basically, it uses New Vegas to run Fallout 3 and connect the two worlds. I must have put in another 400 or 500 hours with Tale of Two Wastelands installed, and then Fallout 4 came out, and I want to say about 400, 450 hours in Fallout 4, something like that.
So you're no
All
stranger.
told, no, I'd say all told probably between 1,200 and 15 hours in Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4 combined.
Yeah. So I mean, if anyone can give an opinion and be respected for their opinion, and I respect you for your opinion, I think that you're one of those people. So, yeah. All right. So anyway, yeah. So that's thanks. I appreciate your input on this.
You're welcome.
So in conclusion, guys, the point I'm trying to get across here is there are so many YouTube channels bashing this game right now simply because it is a popular thing to say right now. So many of these hater creators are blowing things way out of proportion or just flat out making up a false narrative because it's the flavor of the week. Do some of them have valid points? Yes. But if you're on the fence about this game and you loved Fallout 4, then I would suggest you at least give this game a solid shake before dismissing it completely. Now, you don't have to buy it. I'm suggesting that you go and watch a few Let's Plays or live streams of the people who are actively participating in the game before you take the word of someone who played the game in just the beta. But you know what they say, opinions are like poops. Everybody has them, and they usually stink. And as I always say, I am my usual me, you be your usual you, and we'll see you in the next video of Fallout 76. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!